Hello, and welcome once again to the Rochester, Pittsburgh, and Falston Railroad. We're going to take a trip around the layout. I hope you enjoy it. At this point in time, we'll be moving out of Masonville up the long grade through kind of a horseshoe curve and around the loop of Mount Mason. We'll come back down, come back through town, and also move along and go through the yard. So we're moving along right now, passing some industrial buildings on the left-hand side and heading on to the first of the major grades that we go up before we get to Horseshoe Curve. Ahead of us you can see the abandoned and parked Steeler train waiting for another try at a championship next year, which probably won't happen, but we'll have to see. We'll be moving left into a passing siding, passing the park train and going past the retaining wall. This will eventually be the front of a mountain that hides the stairs from the layout itself. The curve that we're heading over right now will eventually be flanked on the right-hand side by a cliff wall and a steep drop-off on the left-hand side into a canyon, and the incline that we just came up will have a wooden trestle over it. So we're going to be going over our little Lionel Bridge here and coming up to Masonville Farms, which is a farm on the hillside overlooking the town. Notice as we move on to the main incline, that this track turned out really nice and straight, and I'm particularly proud of how it looks here. Mount Mason, straight ahead of us, and as you could see, the yard was on the right-hand side, and we'll be coming down through that and looking at it as we move along. We'll be passing Mount Mason Junction, where we have a small siding to store both cars and engines for use going up and down the mountain. The layout itself is kind of a folded dog bone. The loop around Mount Mason is one end, and then there's a second loop going around the main level of the platform, and they're connected by this single track that we're on right now. It makes it so that you can't run multiple trains on it, but I like the appearance of the single track snaking through the hills and the various aspects of the layout. You can see as we're coming around this curve, you can see the entire horseshoe curve laid out in front of you. And we'll pass the retaining wall again and then head down. Straight ahead of us, you can see one of the original engines on the layout, and that is the Lionel 2338 from 1953. It's the first engine we had, and it still runs, thanks to my buddies over at Gargraves who've repaired it several times for me. As we make this curve, you can see Frosty ahead of us, but we're moving back into the town. Straight ahead of us is the train station. There's a passenger train loading on the inside track, and we'll be going past that, as well as a slow freight that is also hanging around there. As we make this curve to the right, we'll be going past the base of Mount Mason, and we'll be moving into the yard. Here we are moving into the yard right now, and we'll be bearing to the right and then taking the runaround the entire way around the yard. You can see the various yard leads, both ahead and to the left of you. And right now we are heading toward the coaling tower. It's a cardboard scratch-built building that we put together just to add some scenic interest to the layout. And you can see we need some more backgrounds because of the shelving there. And although we have some modest landscaping, we really need some more. Okay, we're getting ready to move back toward the main line as we make this left up ahead with the tractor. And we'll be going past both the superintendent's office as well as the yard control tower. And as we move toward the Lionel sign in the distance, we'll be coming past the entrance to the yard and moving out onto the main line. And we'll move up toward the station, and then we'll park. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this ride. We'll take a few more in the future. The next video I do, I'll probably go through the building of the camera car that we're using, and show you how that was done. In the meantime, if you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. And I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, I'll see you next time. Take care.